I should probably just start at the beginning. The name's Sly. Sly Cooper, and I'm a thief. From a long line of thieves. In fact, thieving is the family business. And business was good. Although, until recently, I considered myself retired. Having hung up my mask and cane, I was enjoying life on the other side of the law. In the company of a certain lovely Interpol agent named Carmelita Fox. She and I had a history, which generally involved her trying to lock me up. So I should mention our current situation was only possible because she thought I had amnesia. I didn't. It was great to finally enjoy each other's company without a shock pistol being involved, and we quickly put the past behind us. But as time went on, the old itch came back, and I knew I needed to pull a heist. I should also mention that as a master thief, I only steal from other thieves. So it took me a while, but I finally found what I was looking for. My target was an upstart art mogul, a real hotshot collector. He seemed respectable, had even opened a new museum. But I could smell a rat. Reliable sources told me he was dealing in black market antiques worth millions. So I felt he should share the wealth. I was working on a plan when one night, as if on cue, Bentley showed up. Bentley was the brains of our operation, the mastermind. We grew up in the same orphanage where we bonded over stealing cookies, our very first heist, and we've been best friends and partners ever since. We hadn't seen each other for a while, but I knew immediately that something was up. Bentley had been enjoying his time off too, building a new lab from scratch with his girlfriend and fellow tech whiz, Penelope. She had joined the team on our last caper, and the two of them had really hit it off. Apparently, they just finished work on a top-secret project when Penelope had simply vanished. Bentley was worried sick. He searched frantically but found nothing. Then, he noticed something that completely stunned him. In his spare time, Bentley had been researching the Thievius Raccoonus, the Master Thief's handbook passed down through the Cooper family for generations. Its pages overflowing with the exploits and secret techniques of my esteemed ancestors. Only now, those pages weren't so full. In fact, they were disappearing right before Bentley's eyes. Realizing there was no time to waste, he gathered his gear and raced off to Paris. The first thing Bentley did was track down Murray, the third in our trio. Murray was our enforcer, the muscle, and the guy who'd eaten all the cookies we stole back in our orphanage days. Through the years, the three of us had become an unbeatable team, and we were more like a family now than a gang. Murray had been living his dream on the pro driving circuit, where his van had become famous, or rather infamous, for all the crashes he'd caused. Eventually, he was unable to find a sponsor due to his high insurance premiums, and he moved into Demolition Derby, where he remained undefeated. When Bentley showed up, however, Murray dropped everything to help out. Especially when Bentley explained that his van was the key to the whole plan. With Carmelita distracted by a new assignment, I took the opportunity to slip away and met up with the guys at our old Paris hideout. Bentley launched into one of his elaborate presentations, and I saw the whole scary picture. Someone, or something, was literally erasing Cooper history. Then, to our amazement, Bentley revealed that he already had the solution: time travel. It turns out his top-secret project was constructing a time machine, and now he modified the design to fit into Murray's van. We were going to travel back in time, stop those responsible, and fix the damage they'd done. Bentley explained the only catch was that in order to travel to a particular time, the machine required an object from that era. We knew from the changes to the Thievius Raccoonus that our first stop was feudal Japan. So here we were, about to steal a priceless 17th century samurai dagger from the same museum I'd been casing. Funny how things work out sometimes.
Okay, you both remember the plan, right?
Of course! My mind is like a steel cap!
That's Trap, big guy. And everybody relax. We've been over it 1,000,000 times. What could possibly go wrong?
Famous last words. Look, we're only gonna get one shot at this, so we can't mess up.
All right, no messing up allowed. Now stop worrying. This is gonna be a piece of cake. I'll see you both inside. Now let's get going. Whoa!
Careful, Fly. Those security choppers are bad news.
Hey, Bentley, was truck surfing part of Murray's entrance strategy?
Looks like security is really beefed up tonight.
That was too close. Guess I'm a little out of practice.
You say something, Sly?
No. All good here, Bentley.
Okay, it looks like you're going to have to find another way up. Use that ledge to move around to the front of the museum and stay out of that security light.
I think I can handle that. Okay, Bentley, I'm in place. Let me know when you shut down the security system.
Patience, Sly. You can't rush greatness, and I'm about to code a hacking masterpiece. Phew! Talk about your close shaves.
How's that security system coming, Bentley?
Great. Perfect. I'll be done in a jiffy. And that's the way the code base crumbles. Okay, Murray, you're up.
The Murray is always on, Bentley! Huh? Where did you come from, short stuff? You fools don't stand a chance! My knuckles are just getting... That felt great!
Everything okay, Murray?
Now it is!
Okay, Sly, the security system is down. You're all clear.
Great. I'm going in. What the?
You didn't really think you were gonna get away with it, did you, Ringtail?
Hey, Carmelita! Oh, funny meeting you here.
Sly Cooper, you no good lying thief! I'm locking you up for good!
Sorry, gotta take a rain check. I'll call you.
Cooper!
Good evening, this is Sly Cooper. I'd like to request a ride.
You, Sly. Now quit messing around and get down here. We're in the van and ready to roll.
Au revoir. Let's hit it.
Buckle up, boys! Oh yeah! Just like in a demolition derby!
Look out! No! I think I cracked my shell. Watch out for those trees! Where are you going?
Just setting up for the jump! Welcome to Air Murray! Thanks for flying!
Nice landing, Murray. Hey, Bentley, not to complain, but we're kind of trapped here.
Relax, Sly. Just put the dagger in the receptacle. Perfect. Isotopic decay calibrated. Adjusting fusion synthesis. Anytime you want to punch it, Murray.
You got it, chum!
Do not slow down, Murray.
I never do! Whoa!
Well, what else can I say about Carmelita? As you can see, our relationship is complicated. And I just succeeded in upgrading it to hazardous. I certainly wasn't expecting her to crash the party. She'd been so busy with her latest case, I never thought she'd have her eye on me. In fact, I'd kind of been counting on it. But then, I should have known better than to underestimate Inspector Carmelita Fox. As much as she liked having fun, Carmelita was serious about her police work. And now, I had a lot of explaining to do. But the plan was in motion, and there was no stopping now. Even though I was thinking I'd need the time machine just to patch things up with Carmelita. Before the heist, we'd recruited our disco-loving, scuba-diving friend, Dimitri Listeau, to look after the Thievius Raccoonus. Because it was irreplaceable and the only guide we had, it was far too risky to take the book through time with us. Bentley had even invented a communication device to allow us to contact Dimitri no matter where or when we traveled. It was a perfect situation, since it allowed him to update us on any changes to the book while limiting our exposure to his fashion critiques. Everything was happening so fast. The past few days were just a blur. But as we howled through the time vortex, I realized we were in for a very long trip. We needed to locate Ryuichi Cooper, Master Ninja, and Master Chef. According to the Cooper clan history, Ryuichi Cooper was actually the inventor of sushi. After creating this delectable dish, he opened a sushi restaurant, which, while very prosperous, also provided the perfect cover for a ninja. When we got to Japan, it was obvious something was very wrong. What should have been a peaceful village was more like a heavily patrolled military base. We located Ryuichi's sushi restaurant only to find it shut down and under guard. Things got worse when Bentley discovered that Ryuichi was locked up in a new high-security jail, allegedly for serving bad sushi to the shogun. It all sounded like a pretty tough piece of fish to swallow. We needed to get to the bottom of the situation, and the first order of business was getting Ryuichi out of prison.
Okay, Sly. We need to break Ryuichi out of jail. I have some ideas, but you know the drill. I need you to do some recon for me.
Camera work?
Correctamundo, mon ami. I need some shots of the prison entrance and the samurai armor those big guards are wearing. You should also grab some shots of Ryuichi's restaurant. We may need those for later. Capiche?
Yeah, I got you, pal. But maybe we should stick with English.
Sayonara, Cooper-san. Sly, I'm sure I recognize that guy. He's wanted by Interpol. He's a ruthless mercenary general responsible for overthrowing several small countries.
So, what kind of mess are we in, Bentley?
I don't know, but one thing's certain. My hunch was correct. We aren't the only ones with a time machine. Sly, this place is locked down tighter than, well, tighter than something.
Your database security, Murray's pants?
Whatever, Sly. This is no laughing matter. I've checked, and there really is no way in except for the front entrance. I think there's only one option.
The doorbell?
Very funny. No, you're going to need a disguise. Get yourself a suit of armor from those guards. That's our way in.
Roger that. Just call me Samurai Sly. You there! Open the door!
A little short to be a commander, aren't you? Who are you?
Why, I am Major Mugshot.
Huh? Mugshot? I've never heard of you.
Ha! You dare question me? Son, I've been a guard since you were just a squealing piglet. Wait until I tell the general about this. I hear he loves pork chops.
Wait, I'm very sorry, sir. I didn't recognize you. Please, go right in.
Hey, Ryuichi Cooper. Are you okay?
You guards all seem to make very poor jokes.
Come on, I'm not one of those bozos. I'm here to bust you out. The name's Sly.
I see. A fellow ninja. Very good. You will need to make your way to the Dragon Bridge to reach this cage. Hurry up!
Okay, I'll be there soon. Just stay put.
Sly, I don't think you can break the lock on that gate. And even if you could, there's no time.
Thanks, Bentley. How about some good news?
Look around, Sly. One of these guards must have the key.
See, that's more like it. Whoops.
I do not know you, but only a true Koopa could have reached this cage.
Yeah, I didn't want to alarm you, but my full name is Sly Cooper. I'm your relative. From the future.
Do not worry, ninja are never alarmed. With all that has happened here lately, I believe you. Now perhaps you would open the gate so that we may escape certain death.
Right, of course. After rescuing Ryoichi, we returned to the hideout. Unfortunately, there wasn't much time for family reunions. We needed to figure out what was going on, and fast. Ryoichi confirmed that the source of the trouble was the tiger we had tracked in the village, someone calling himself El Jefe. After some more database digging, Bentley was able to uncover his Interpol file. El Jefe had an impressive record. Over the years, he had taken over dozens of small countries around the globe, usually for the highest bidder. He was a ruthless mercenary and military strategist of the highest order. In fact, he once boasted that he could overthrow a country commanding only 3 blind mice, armed with plastic spoons. According to his file, this guy had mysteriously vanished a while back, just as the authorities were closing in. Well, we had found him, and we needed to take him down. It looked like we were in for a tough battle, so we decided to start with Ryoichi's sushi shop.
Okay, Sly. It's time for Ryoichi to reclaim his sushi restaurant. It looks like the front door is the only entrance. We need to get rid of that guard if we're going to get Ryoichi inside. However, security is on high alert since we broke him out of jail, and we can't risk raising an alarm. I think this one is going to require some misdirection.
What do you mean?
I bet if you wore that samurai armor you stole, you'd be able to relieve that guard at the front door.
Right. Plus, I just look good in armor.
Please.
No one gets in or out, understand? I don't want any more problems.
Dismissed.
Okay, Ryoichi. I guess I don't need to tell you about your old place. Quite ingenious of you to use your sushi knives as door keys, by the way.
Bentley-san, I am a ninja master.
Right. My bad. Anyway, my scan reveals your sushi knives are still here. The bad news is the guards definitely have them. There are also some security traps you've definitely never seen before.
Bentley-san, though the bamboo forest is dense, water flows through it without effort.
Yeah. Just be careful not to alert the guards. Now get those knives and take your restaurant back. All right, Ryoichi. Only one more knife to go.
It's been a long time since we went fishing, Bentley. I'm excited.
Well, this is no vacation, Murray. We need to help Ryoichi get back on track as a sushi chef. And what he needs most right now is fish. We're here because these caves are his secret spot for catching the best fish. Unfortunately, judging from this security lock, it looks like El Jefe's been here too.
Can you open it, buddy?
Are you kidding? I've never met a system I couldn't hack. Don't worry, Murray. We'll be fishing in no time. Okay, Murray. We need to find the secret fishing hole. Let's try that gate over there. Think you can open it?
No problem, chum. Fresh fish coming up.
Hold up, Murray. Those mammoth lightning bugs will give you a nasty shock. Lucky for us, that large plant is a giant lamp leaf. Hitting it will make it glow and attract the bugs. Give it a whack and get those things out of our way.
Man, this is a serious load. Whoa. Do you think Ryoichi will make us some sushi as a reward?
I'm not sure, but let's just get this fish back to him without El Jefe's goons turning us into sashimi.
Never fear, Bentley. Nobody makes a hippo roll out of the Murray.
Okay, Ryoichi, the plan's simple. El Jefe only comes out of the castle to talk to Madame Geisha. If we want to know what he tells her, we're going to need her costume. The good news is, I discovered she's on vacation, and El Jefe doesn't know it yet. The bad news is, it looks like the Geisha house is locked up tight. There's no way to get in from the street. If only you could get to the roof.
Ah, for a ninja, there is always a way.
Okay.
Talk to you inside, Bentley-san.
Ryoichi, it appears that Madame Geisha's outfit is locked inside that large container. Although you'll probably want to stay off the floor in here. No sense alerting the guards.
Of course. Does a cat alert the rats?
Right. Okay, we can get in through the top, but judging from the lock mechanism, it appears to be open remotely. I'm going to need you to locate and activate the control devices. It looks like the doorway to the first wing is open. There's bound to be one in there, and a whole load of traps, so be careful.
Arigato, Bentley-san.
Target acquired. Agent Hawk going in.
Murray-san, please be careful. That cable looks rather delicate.
Have no fear, the Murray is here. Ah!
Okay, Murray, it looks like we're going to have to try out your disguise a bit earlier than expected. I hope you remember the routine we rehearsed.
You there! What's going on? Explain yourself!
Konnichiwa! I am the most famous Madame Geisha. Please allow me to entertain you.
Okay, according to my calculations, this is the optimal location to launch the RC car. With the miniature microphone I installed, it should be a snap to follow El Jefe and see what he's up to. Looks like he's headed for the prison. Time to get rolling.
Even this magnificent prison pales when compared to my new statue fortress.
New statue fortress? That must be where he's hiding out all the time.
Nobody would guess the Palace Gate switch is actually under the bridge.
You're messing with the wrong turtle, buddy.
Fishing caves. Good thing I sealed them. My dragon gates are invincible, as long as that lazy guard doesn't get distracted by sushi.
Very interesting. I think we can probably help that guard out.
Even if those fools get to the dragon gates, they'll never figure out the switches are inside the dragon mouths.
Excellent. Keep slapping those big lips, sucker.
Now I just need to find that blasted Ryoichi, so I can deliver the package to the boss.
Package? Boss? We need to figure out what's going on in that palace.
Konnichiwa, Hefe-san! Greetings, Madam Geisha.
Okay, Ryoichi, we need to collect samples from those strange plants growing high on the cave walls. Commonly known as the spiky wall climber, it secretes a mild toxin we can use to make sushi rolls that will put any guard to sleep instantly. Just be careful not to be overcome yourself.
Bentley-san, did I not explain?
You're a ninja master. I know.
Hey? No, allow me to show you how it's done.
Well, now at least I know where Sly gets it from. All right, we have all the intel we need. El Jefe has played dictator for the last time, and it's time to bring him down. First, we need to open those dragon gates. Thanks to Ryoichi's special sushi rolls, the guards are out for the count. Sly, you'll need to gain access to the switches in their mouths. Next, we'll need to open the palace sword gate. However, the bridge is crawling with guards, so we'll need to create a diversion. Murray, you, Sly, and myself will need to distract the guards. Once they're occupied, Ryoichi can make his way under the bridge to the switch and open the gate. Once we get that gate open, there's nothing stopping us from taking the palace and putting El Jefe in his place. Viva la revolucion!
mine, Cooper! Get them, you fools!
Okay, you all know what to do. Time to kick some butt!
My favorite time of the day!
Let's do this.
Ha! It's mine!
My cane!
Sorry, Cooper. You lose. I need to deliver this puny stick to a new owner.
No! El Jefe's getting away!
Don't worry, Ryuichi. Watch after these two. I'm gonna kick some tiger tail and get your cane back.
Hey, Cooper! What do you think of my statue?
Ha! Looks like a real pigeon magnet.
Ah! I hope you can fly like a pigeon, Cooper! Otherwise, you'll never catch me!
We'll see about that.
A magnificent likeness, isn't it, Cooper? Almost as handsome as the real thing!
Huh. Yeah. Looks almost big enough to contain your overinflated ego.
Take a nice long look. I want you to remember the one who crushed you!
Looks to me like you've got nowhere left to run, El Jefe. Ready to face me now?
Sticking up for the family, eh, Cooper? Too bad you'll never see any of them again! Oh, Cooper! You've climbed so high, and now... you're gonna fall! Know something, Cooper? You're actually starting to annoy me.
Oh, don't worry. I have that effect on all cowardly crime lords. El Jefe. Isn't that Spanish for big baby?
Ah! Enough of these stupid games! Estúpido rata! Hey, Cooper! How do you like my crane style? Impossible.
El Jefe was defeated, disgraced, and delivered to the cops. But it was a hollow victory. I'd failed to get back Ryuichi's cane, and we still had no idea who was really behind this whole thing. One thing was for sure, it was somebody powerful enough to have his own private army. We contacted Dimitri for an update on the Thievius Raccoonus, and it looked like Tennessee Kid Cooper needed our help next. That meant we needed to travel back to the 1880s. Luckily, one of the goons that took Ryuichi's cane had dropped what looked like an old sheriff's badge. Bentley had been trying to figure out where it might be from, but now it all made sense. After sampling the badge, Bentley was able to calibrate the time machine. As we prepared to make the jump back to the Old West, I found myself wondering how Carmelita was doing. We arrived in the Wild West, looking for my ancestor, Tennessee Kid Cooper. A legendary outlaw whose bank robberies were some of the most daring in Cooper lore. When we arrived, it took some time to locate him. But we eventually found him. In prison. His arrest was the handiwork of the local sheriff, who had celebrated by posting his own picture all over town. Talk about an ego. We needed to bust Tennessee out of jail. But after some furious calculation, Bentley determined that the best way to do that was from the inside. For the first time in my career, I was going to have to let the law catch me. This could be a real challenge.
Sly, they're already rigging a noose for Tennessee, so we don't have time for a complicated plan. All my data points to one thing. The quickest route inside that prison is to get yourself arrested.
Get myself arrested? I'd trust you, Bentley, but I'm not sure about getting locked up in this town.
Sorry, Sly. It's the only way we're gonna reach Tennessee in time. There's just one problem. They're holding Kid Cooper in the maximum security wing. To get yourself thrown in there, you're gonna have to gain outlaw status. So you need to make sure you build a rep before they catch you. Otherwise, they'll throw you in with the common criminals.
Ugh, you mean like jaywalkers and litterbugs? Not gonna happen.
Well, around these parts, it's probably more like goat thieves and tobacco spinners. But you get the point. For starters, why don't you try defacing all those posters of the sheriff around town? That ought to put a burr under his saddle. Get it? Because we're in the Old West? Well, anyway, I'll just let you get started.
This guy's a real egomaniac.
I think you just just achieved troublemaker status, Sly.
Oh, now this really chaps my hide! I'm going to find this artist and bust his thumbs! And maybe his pinky. Ugh.
We definitely got under his skin, Sly. You ready for phase 2?
Absolutely.
Apparently, the sheriff also loves lollipops, but his favorite is a particular Cuban variety which has to be shipped in specially. Supposedly, they taste like rice and beans.
Ugh, gross.
Agreed. But if we clean him out, he'll have to wait weeks for the next shipment, and that should really tick him off. All right, this is going perfectly. You'll be locked up in no time.
You know, you're a little too excited about sending me to the slammer, Bentley.
It's all about the job, Sly. Speaking of which, in case you hadn't noticed, this sheriff's toothpick is his own biggest fan. In fact, it looks like he's throwing himself a festival, and it's in full swing. If you take that banner down, I'm sure it'll be the final straw.
Right. Let's go rain on this guy's parade.
Hold your fires, boss! That there is the scribbling, lolly thieving outlaw I've been looking for!
Well, amigo.
You just booked yourself a permanent room in the stony lonesome.
Howdy.
Howdy yourself. Looks like you must have ticked old Toothpick off pretty good. I like that. You got a name?
It's Sly. Sly Cooper.
Now, son, you should know I don't take kindly to folks funning on my family name.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I swear, I'm not joking. I can explain.
Talk ain't worth spit, boy. Only one way to prove you're a Cooper. Bust us out of here.
Right. My friend Bentley's working on that. I hope.
Sly, here's your chance. Use the ball to break down that door and bust Tennessee out. Sly, you're gonna need Tennessee to carry the TNT to blow the perimeter wall. Needless to say, you'll want to make sure he steers clear of things like fire or bullets.
Naturally. Thanks, Bentley.
Son, who is it you keep talking to?
I have a thing in my ear that lets me talk to my friend. And now he's telling me you need to carry some of that TNT so we can blow the gate.
Sure. I got voices in my head telling me to blow things up too. They've been right so far. Let's get to it.
Look around, Sly. There's bound to be a switch somewhere. Sly, use that melting pot to move Tennessee forward. Just avoid the flame. Well, it looks like somebody's supplying Toothpick with new technology. That is a phased carp array, Sly. One touch means instant death. Switch into your jailbird costume and try using that ball in a different way. Press the R2 button to get on top of it. You should be able to ride it around using the left stick.
Huh, that did the trick. Let's keep moving along.
Sly, it appears that archway in front of the door is some kind of locking mechanism. And that block is the key. Now you just need to figure out how to get it in there.
Break
Use the
time
ball
is
to get across the floor, Sly.
Come now. I just want to say, I knew you was a Cooper the second I laid eyes on you.
Thanks, but Tennessee, we need to go. You ready?
Well, not really. Whoa!
Somehow, we had managed to survive and make it back to the hideout. Once there, Tennessee gave us the lowdown, how he'd been planning the bank heist that should have gone down in Cooper lore as his masterpiece, only to have a mysterious new sheriff arrest him before he even reached the bank. Curiously, the robbery still occurred, and all the bank's gold was stolen. Tennessee was charged even though he was already in prison, and the gold was never recovered. Of course, he had a strong suspicion it was Sheriff Toothpick himself who had stolen the gold and framed him. And after a little research, there was no doubt he was right. Bentley was able to uncover plenty of information about the sheriff. Although he changed his appearance somewhat, Toothpick was a two-bit gangster from present-day Eastern Europe. According to his file, he'd grown up loving two things: gold and cowboy movies. He eventually specialized in gold robberies, and for a while had masterminded some of the largest scores around the world. Then he abruptly vanished. The word was he had always thought of himself as a gunslinger, and it looked like he had found a way to make that a reality. The guy was a real loose cannon. We'd have to watch our backs if we were going to steal back the missing gold and restore Tennessee Kid Cooper's reputation as the greatest outlaw of the Old West.
Okay, the first order of business is getting Tennessee his guns back.
Well, it's just the one gun now. I upgraded. But yeah, I need my shooting iron back.
Agreed. According to my sources, Toothpick closed this old gold mine several months ago, declaring it unsafe. In fact, he's converted it to a storage facility for his stolen goods, including Tennessee's gun. We'll need to take measures with this job so as not to arouse suspicion. So, employing a masterful disguise, I'll tail Toothpick to the mine's entrance and mark it with a homing beacon. Murray, you'll then use the beacon to find your way there. Toothpick's sure to have secured the entrance, so we'll need your formidable skills to get it open. Then, once we have access, Tennessee can get in and get his gun back. Let's get to work.
If nobody's going to find this entrance, time to take a little look at my gold.
All right, time to open up a can of hack. Oh, scorpions! Guys, help!
Yeehaw! The cavalry's a-coming!
Don't worry, Bentley. I got the bug spray right here.
Security, thy game is hacked. Awesome, Murray! Okay, Tennessee, you're up.
Shoot! I'll be in and out quicker than a hyperactive rattlesnake.
Hey, guys! This door's kinda, heavy.
Yeehaw! There's my gun! That's right! The kid is back in business! What in tarnation? Woo! This big old door is gonna require my crack shot technique. First, I press and hold the R2 button to enter crack shot mode. Next, I can use the right stick to move the cursor and draw a bead on multiple targets. Then I just release the R2 button to blast them. I can only use Crackshot when my Cooper focus is full.
Toothpick's office is somewhere in the upper levels of the saloon. To find out what he's planning, our best bet is to plant a bug. Needless to say, we must remain undetected. Conveniently, I discovered they're looking for a new bartender. So I'll go in, undercover, and control the situation by introducing the patrons to my special home-brewed sarsaparilla.
Your mustache looks bigger. What have you been feeding it?
Pay attention, Sly. You'll need to enter through that window and make your way to the ventilation system. Meanwhile, I'll have the goons inside so sugared up, they'll be seeing double until they crash hard. Once you launch the RC car in the vents, I'll take control and guide it to Toothpick's office.
You're not gonna start wearing that mustache all the time, are you?
Jealousy is such an ugly emotion, Sly.
Watch your back, pal. This place looks pretty rough.
Will do. See you inside. Greetings. I've been informed this establishment is in dire need of an expert tap jockey. I've got sarsaparilla? Great, Sly. You just need to reach the ventilation duct. All right, Sly. Launch that little beauty.
All right, listen up. My partner's got an ace up his sleeve, and we're about to go all in. This trump card's going to crush Cooper and the rest of his clean-jumping gang. We's going to learn a mute dog yank a rattlesnake's tail, lest you're looking to get bit. Then, we are going to finish loading up the train and haul our sweet little kisters out of this one-horse town. Once we get that loot back into present day, Toothpick, going to be worth millions! Oopsie.
Dang it, boss! Would you watch where you're pointing that thing?
Are you talking to me?
Whoa, boss, whoa! I'm sorry, I didn't mean nothing.
Huh, that's not good. Looks like Toothpick rustled himself a pretty lady.
Sweet jumping jackrabbits! That's no lady, that's Carmelita! What is she doing here?
You know her?
I'm afraid so. Something is very wrong here, Tennessee. But all quantum physics aside, we have to rescue her. Nobody can get there faster than you. I'll grab Sly and Murray, and we'll meet you in the van. Just get going.
Whew. I am only too happy to get rid of this one. Her tongue's sharp enough to cut leather.
Stinking cowards! Afraid to untie me and fight like men? I swear when I get out of this...
No sense fretting about that, little lady. Cry, cry, little tear, yes. Just enjoy the ride!
Everything's under control!
Who are you?
Pleased to meet you, ma'am. Why, I'm Tennessee Kid.
Don't tell me. You're a Cooper, right? I knew it!
Yes, ma'am. Bentley told me you...
Stop calling me ma'am! The name's Inspector Fox. Wait, Bentley's here?
Well, looks like they're right behind us.
Carmelita, I'm glad you're okay.
Why, that conniving little...
Much obliged for a helping hand, Inspector Fox. Let me run these banditos over to prison, and I be back for you, all in lickety-split. Of course, you feeling neighborly? You could just turn yourselves in.
As much as I like the idea of Sly in a cell, nobody kidnaps Inspector Carmelita Fox and gets away with it!
I reckon that also includes tying her to a runaway stage.
Watch it! I'm in no mood for smart remarks. Now, are you ready for another mission, Tennessee?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I mean, I surely am, Inspector Fox. This river is dangerous, but it leads back to the prison. Way I figure it, they won't be expecting us to come this way. You sure you're up to this, Miss Fox?
That's Inspector Fox? But just call me Carmelita. Thanks for the rescue, by the way.
My pleasure. Inspector? You some kind of sheriff? How'd you get mixed up with Sly?
It's a long, complicated story. Right now, I need to rescue that ringtail, so I can wring his neck.
Ooh-wee, you are feisty. You remind me of this one little gal who...
So, what's this prison like, anyway?
Well, plenty of fire, for starters.
Terrific. Let's get going.
Miss Carmelita, you didn't forget how to use that pistol, did you? Nice shooting, Carmelita!
How about less sweet talk and more action? Tennessee, it looks like you'll have to go on ahead. I'll find another way there.
Now that's what I call straight shooting! Woo! Those steers up there mean business! Huh, that switch looks kinda important.
Follow me, Tennessee! You go on. I'll stay here and cover you.
Carmelita, are you all right?
I am. No thanks to you. I should leave you in that cage after what you pulled, Sly Cooper.
I know. Look, I can explain everything.
Why, if it wasn't for this handsome and charming gentleman, I wouldn't even be here.
Aw, shucks.
Handsome and charming? Really? Look, Carmelita, I know...
Save it, Sly. All I want to know right now is how I get back to Paris.
Actually, Carmelita, I was more curious how you got here in the first place.
But guys, where's the van?
We'll have to track it down later, Murray. Now, what were you saying, Carmelita?
It's a long story, Bentley. Let's get moving and I'll tell you. When I saw that arrogant little, that no-good lying... Ugh, I should have tied his mangy tail around his neck. I should have blasted that smug look right off his face. I should probably just finish my story. After the Cooper gang escaped at the museum, I decided to follow my nose and take a look around. I'd been investigating the trading of stolen antiquities on the black market, but but I'd never guessed that two-faced ringtail was involved. Then as I turned a corner, I was stunned to see a huge stash of stolen treasure right there in the museum. And even more shocking, Cyril Le Paradox himself unloading them. I couldn't believe it. The billionaire art collector and museum patron was behind this? I was so surprised that by the time I reacted, his goons already had me covered. Then that slimy sawed-off runt had me thrown into some vile machine. And the next thing I knew, I was playing cowboys and criminals. The Old West? Time travel? It was completely loco. Sure, Le Paradox had done some time in his youth, but he'd been squeaky clean ever since. And Interpol had never considered him a suspect. There were rumors about the source of his wealth, but nothing had ever been proven. Now I knew I'd solved that mystery. And of course Cooper and his little friends were involved somehow. Why was I not surprised? The Fleabag tried to feed me some story about having to rob the museum to save the future. But I was done listening to that liar. I needed to get back to Paris. But that toad toothpick had stolen Murray's van, and Bentley's time machine along with it. I finally cracked the case, and now I was stuck in this lousy dust bowl with the Cooper gang. I don't know what made me angrier. Not being able to bust the lowlife skunk, or being trapped here with that lying ringtail. Ooh! The only bearable thing about this whole mess was that at least Cooper's ancestor was a gentleman.
All right, thanks to the bug in Toothpick's office, we have a pretty clear idea of what's going on. Toothpick plans on moving the stolen gold out of the mine using his special train. Unfortunately, that train is now also being turbocharged by our van. And need I mention that we're stranded in time unless we recover it? Well, anyway, it's useless to go after the train in the mine. Toothpick will have stepped up security since our escape, and the place will be crawling with guards. We're going to have to hit that train while it's rolling, but first, we're going to have to catch it, and we'll do that by diverting its route. After surveying the rail system, I've determined there are 3 key track switches we will need to throw, and Toothpick has entrusted the keys to 3 of his toughest henchmen, Wildman Wiesner, Frenchy Lestage, and Red-Eye Robles. Furthermore, these guys keep the keys around at all times. The good news is that during the Toothpick Appreciation Festival, there are a number of contests, and all of them will be competing. Murray, I took the liberty of entering you in the Bare Knuckle Brawl contest. Wildman is the defending champion, and he's sure to have the key on his person. Sly, I hope you're feeling fast because you're going to be competing in the crookedest race in the West, the Toothpick 500. Frenchie happens to be the defending champ, so it's a sure bet it's his time that you'll have to beat. Carmelita, you'll be up against Red-Eye in the shooting contest. As the defending champ, he keeps the trophy close by, with the 3rd key inside. Now let's get going. We don't have any time to waste.
All right, listen up, you Fleabags. This here's the annual Toothpick Brawl-a-thon. Ain't no rules, except that if you want a shot at the champ, you gotta fight your way through the ranks first. Looks like we got ourselves a sucker. Yeah, I mean challenger. So let's get on with it. Fighting out of the pink corner, from parts unknown, weighing more than he should, the challenger. Hooray! Let's hope he fights better than last year's contestant. May he rest in peace. And in this corner, needing no real introduction, weighing in a little more every minute, you're howling hard, the Coyotes! Sweet sassafras! It looks like we got ourselves a contender, and he's earned the right to face the champ. So without further ado, in this corner, weighing too much to mention, the Horned Heavyweight, the Battling Beefcake. He puts the bull in bully, your defending champion, Wildman!
Nobody sucker punches the Murray!
Yo, Brad Marsky.
TKO! You got it, Murray. Now get the key. Be careful, Sly. This race is dangerous. They say it's called the 500 because that's how many racers have lost their lives. Also, the course has several checkpoints that you'll need to reach in time to stay in the race. Speaking of which, the only way you're gonna move fast enough is to use that ball. You're gonna need to stay on it the whole race.
Not a problem, because you know...
Don't say it!
That's how I roll.
Excellent! You got the keys, Sly! Now scram!
Oh, now that's some fine shooting right there. Well, that's it, folks. Looks like this year's champion is gonna be... Wait, hold everything. We got ourselves a latecomer. Let's see what this pretty little lady has got.
Well, what have we here? Little lady, I know you can't be here to shoot, because there ain't even no man around these parts can stand up to me.
I see what you mean. I can barely stand you myself. But if you're scared of losing, I understand.
Well, I just won the competition, so you're too late. But I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. You just go right ahead, sweet thing. If you can beat my score, you get this here trophy. But if you lose, you gotta give me a kiss. What do you say?
Aye, this guy's breath smells like fermented gym socks.
Carmelita, we don't have a choice.
All right, I'll take your wager. But you better get ready to hand over that trophy.
And you better get ready for some serious lip wrestling.
Is that trophy?
What the? Oh, this ain't happening. It's like some kind of magic trick.
The only thing disappearing is your trophy, Red Eye.
Way to go, Carmelita. Now grab that key. Okay, eyes front, everyone. The clock is ticking on this one, so we don't have time to monkey around. Toothpick's gold train is already rolling, and with the incorporation of our van, it's virtually impossible to stop. Thankfully, Tennessee was able to divert the train's route, which gives us the chance we need to catch it. First, Murray, you're going to get the van back. It's positioned near the rear of the train, acting not unlike a booster rocket. It's going to take your considerable fighting skills just to reach it. The catch is that it's being secured with a set of special magnetic locks, which can only be broken by someone of your immense strength. Once the van is free, you'll be able to catch the train and pick each of us up as we complete our tasks. Carmelita, you and I will tackle the next set of cars. I need you to use your peerless marksmanship and cover me while we make our way forward. It won't be easy. The train is crawling with guards, and they'll be gunning for both of us. Our goal is to reach a computer terminal near the middle of the train, where I'm going to do a little hacking. As we already know, Toothpick cannot stand high-pitched frequencies, particularly whistles. So I'll reroute the power and control of the steam whistles on the train engine. Something tells me this will come in handy when we finally reach him. Sly and Tennessee, you're up next. To ensure we stop Toothpick, we'll need to cover all possible escape routes. So Sly, you'll take the roof of the train. Tennessee, you'll move through the cars, where we should be able to reclaim your gold along the way, but your gunslinging will definitely be put to the test. You both should reach the engine around the same time, where you can take Toothpick down. The rest of us will catch up with you in the van. One last thing. Don't forget we're a team, and that's the only way we're gonna be able to pull this off. Everyone needs to execute their part of the plan perfectly if we're going to get the van, steal the gold, and stop Toothpick. Now let's move out. Outstanding, Murray! The van is ours!
The Murray is back in the driver's seat!
your shooting and my hiding, we make a great team. Now to jack that terminal.
Why, the whistles are the key.
Oh, ouch! It's my ear hole! I think I have vertigo!
Yes!
Okay, Bentley. Glad I could help out.
Faster, Murray!
You got it, chum!
Keep her steady! Bullseye! Great job, Tennessee! We'll keep this safe for now. Faster, Murray!
You got it, chum!
Keep her steady! That's it, Murray! Come to Daddy! Okay, Tennessee, we'll grab the rest once we stop the train!
Why don't you bring your little runt self down here and take your whooping like a man, Sheriff?
Oh, blast you! Tennessee Kid Cooper! I'm gonna lock you in the deepest, darkest hole, and I'm going to throw away the key!
Give it up, Toothpick! The fat lady is sung and you are done!
Oh, am I?
My gun! No!
Thanks, kid! Lou Paradox sends his regards! Adios, idiot!
Relax, pal. I'll take care of this.
That hurts my ears! Who turned on that blasted whistle? Yeah! No, you got me! Yeah! Oh, my ear hole! Please. Ouch!
Well, well, looky what the cat drug in. Looks like this here's our stop.
Sly, we got a real problem.
I think I just took care of that, Bentley.
No, Sly, the train. It's headed for a broken bridge.
I'm guessing that wasn't part of the plan?
Sly, you have to get off that train. Jump to the van.
Murray, hit the brakes!
They're not working! And I can't shut down the rockets!
What? You idiots! You called this a plan? Ugh, I knew this was a bad idea. I knew I should have had you send me back to Paris. Ugh, I can't believe it's going to end like this.
What in tarnation are they doing? And I was just wondering where that gold had got to. Bentley!
Sorry, Murray. This has to work.
Hey, that's my necklace!
Here goes nothing.
As the van hurtled into the ravine, it felt like we were in slow motion. The thought that our adventures were over flashed through my mind as I braced for the crash. Then, in desperation, Bentley grabbed the closest thing at hand, Murray's Australian fossil necklace, and used it in the time machine. He saved our lives. But now, we had no idea where we were headed. We held on as the van was sucked through the wormhole, tumbling around like a cork in the ocean. Who knew where we'd land? And more importantly, when? Things weren't going very well. We'd landed somewhere, from the looks of it, prehistoric. I was slightly concerned when Bentley broke out the dinosaur repellent, but that was the least of my worries. The crash landing had damaged the van, so the time machine wasn't working properly. Not only was traveling back to Paris impossible, but we couldn't even raise Dimitri on the transceiver. Also, we still had no idea how the Paradox had managed to develop his own time machine. And that was a scary thought. Carmelita was still really hot about things. I just wanted a chance to explain, to tell her how sorry I was for getting her mixed up in all of this. Before we had a chance to talk, she stormed off in a rage. I tried going after her, but I figured that wasn't the best idea. Our conversation would have to wait, at least until she holstered that pistol. We decided the first order of business was figuring out where and when we were. And then, how we were going to repair the van. Otherwise, we'd have to get used to living in a cave, permanently.
Bad news just got worse, Sly. Looks like a couple of pieces of the time drive broke off in that crash landing. I need you to track down the missing components ASAP. Fortunately, the advanced trajectoral management processor is still functional, so I was able to calculate their most likely positions. Unfortunately, they seem to have landed in some dangerous terrain. The temporal sprocket appears to have fallen close to some pterodactyl nests, and I'm afraid one of these prehistoric penguins might have gotten its flippers on the gravity encabulator. Oh, they may look cute, but those little devils are nasty. This isn't gonna be a simple pickup, Sly. Get some photos of their precise locations, and I'll analyze them to formulate a plan. But watch your back. I don't think we're the first guests at this party. See the structure on that mountain? It appears to be some kind of conveyor belt system. Definitely not Ice Age technology. Get a picture of that machinery, too. I smell a rat. Or possibly something even worse.
1, 2, got a masterpiece for you!
Yeah.
Sly, get a shot of that guy and maybe we could identify him.
Okay, no way this guy dug that bling up around here.
No, you're absolutely right, Sly. He definitely doesn't belong here. This whole place demands an investigation. Let's start by figuring out who we're dealing with here. Good job, Sly. Now head back to the hideout. Sly, we need to figure out what that bear is up to. That crack in the wall looks like the perfect entrance. But you'd better keep a low profile until we know what's going on.
I hear you, pal.
I know. I heard when Joe messed up, the boss turned him into a coat for that Le Paradox guy. Yeah, that Le Paradox is bad news. I heard last time he was here, he yanked this one guy's tusks, just for fun.
Wow, I'm glad I'm not that poor guy. What's weird is that he looks kind of familiar.
Wait. Holy missing links! Sly, that's a prehistoric raccoon. I wonder if he could be...
My ancestor?
It's a distinct possibility. Let's help him out. Sly, I have an idea, but you need to get that saber-toothed tiger skin. Just don't let the guards see you.
I'm on it, Bentley. One tiger skin coming up. This guy's painting is not improving my opinion of him.
Forget about the art. See that key? I bet it unlocks that door.
Right. Time for some real art. The art of pickpocketing.
You got the key! Go grab that tiger skin, Sly! Excellent, Sly! Now get that tiger skin!
Not really my color, but I'll make it work.
Way to go, Sly! Now get going! Try using a leap to cross that gap. Press and hold the R2 button to target that post. Then press the X button to leap to the target.
Yo, make it quick with that stick. The Grizz don't play. I ain't got all day. Now that's what I'm talking about. Here's the cheese. Now I want to talk to your boss about my goods.
The guards on those pedestals are the ones restraining him, Sly. Take them out and he should be free.
Looks easy enough.
Be careful, Sly. If you're caught, you'll never get it out of there. This is the perfect situation for your cyclone pounce. Sly, this is amazing. I've run comparison tests, facial features, fur length, tail volume, and according to them all, that cave raccoon is definitely your ancestor. I believe you found the very first Cooper.
I'm not sure I see the resemblance, but I'll take your word for it, Bentley. Hey, big guy, what do you say we get out of here? Well, no, we've never met, but a reliable source tells me we're distantly related. I'm not sure what to say. It's truly amazing to meet you. What's your name? My name's Sly. Sly Cooper. What's yours? Right. How about I just call you Bob?
He's right, Sly. You two should get out of there before more guards show up.
Come on, follow me. Okay, I guess we'll do it your way. We got Bob safely back to the hideout, where everyone took an immediate liking to him. And he took an immediate interest in our gadgets. While he was busy, Bentley provided the background on his former captor. The guy's name was Grizz, and he'd made his fame in the art world. Once a common street thug, he'd been thrust into the limelight when he was plucked from the gutter and made famous by a prominent pop artist. Grizz's primitive artwork was hailed as a brilliant new style called paleo graffiti, and for a while he enjoyed a celebrity status. His fame was short-lived, however, when people realized his art was really just bad. Resentful, he returned to his criminal roots, quickly becoming the top art thief on Interpol's most wanted list. One of Carmelita's main targets, it was now clear how he'd managed to evade her capture for so long. After we pried Bob away from Bentley's tools, he explained how Grizz had appeared and started harvesting all the pterodactyl eggs in the area, eliminating his role as food provider for the tribe and greatest egg thief ever. Depressed, he'd gone into a slump and gotten out of shape, which allowed Grizz to capture him and take the new tool he'd invented to help him steal eggs. So it looked like the very first Cooper cane had been stolen as well. Great. We may have rescued Bob from the arena, but we still needed to find out what sort of operation Grizz was running for La Paradox, and why it involved stealing all the eggs. We also needed Bob's help to find the rest of the van parts, and that meant we had to get him back into climbing shape, fast.
Okay, Murray, we need Bob's help to recover the lost components, but he's in terrible condition. It's up to you to get him back into climbing shape.
No problem, Bentley. The Murray knows what it takes to be a champion. All right, listen up. Playtime is over. Your job is to get back in shape, and my job is to make that happen. To do that, the Murray is taking your training to the next level. Look around. We'll be using your standard training exercises: slippery slope, penguin popper, sumo slap, duck and cover, super sling, and whack-a-chump. Okay, so maybe they're not your standard exercises, but they are Murray approved, so let's get started. Using advanced training techniques, the Murray has gained the balance of a mountain goat. Now I'm gonna pass my secret on to you. It's simple. You stand in the middle of the ice, and my little helpers will shake things up. All you have to do is keep that egg in one piece. Like the Murray, you need to develop your reaction speed, and not just at the dinner table. You want to hit your opponent at just the right instant. Time your attack and whack the opponent when he's in front of you. To be a true warrior, you need to develop accuracy. The Murray can hit the bullseye while standing on his head. The key is concentration. So take a good look at those pterodactyls. See the targets they're holding? Put my little pals in that sling and show them how real birds fly. When you hit enough targets, you win. A real fighter knows when to strike and when to back off. Like whether or not to have one more pepperoni and chocolate chip burrito. To make these split-second calls, you need precision. Our little penguin pals are gonna start popping out of those holes, along with some fakes. Just make sure you hit the real birds. When you've been fighting as long as the Murray, you develop cat-like reflexes. But, like, without all the hairballs and stuff. To do this, you have to keep your focus. This exercise is simple. Dodge the penguin. During my illustrious sumo career, I developed the strength to move my opponent, no matter how big. I also won the ramen eating championship, but that's another story. To develop this kind of power, you have to push yourself. All right, your opponent is ready. When the two of you meet, you better find your strength. If you don't, he's gonna slap you in the next week. Bob, you've got what it takes. You earned those medals, but there's one last test. You've got to put it all together. Everything at once. Sort of like a triple-decker pizza. You know what you gotta do. Now make the Murray proud.
Okay, Murray, this is the place. My readings show the temporal sprocket is somewhere in that cliff area. You'll need to climb that rock wall to reach it. But first, it looks like you're gonna have to clear out that crowd of guards.
No problem. I'll use the beatdown I'm about to give those chumps for a warm-up. Then I'll get your doohickey back.
Murray, I realize you volunteered for this one, but are you sure you're ready for that climb?
Come on, Bentley. The Murray was born ready.
Murray, this doesn't look like it's working.
Just give me a minute. I almost got it.
Murray, I'm sure you could do it, but we just don't have the time. We need to move fast here. I'm going with Plan B.
Wait, you don't mean...
Yep, I'm calling it Bob.
Great! The Murray just got benched.
Relax, Murray. Climbing's his specialty. Besides, you should be proud. You were the one that trained him. Why don't you come back to the hideout and have a snack?
I'm not hungry. Whoa! So this is what it feels like.
Okay, big guy, try putting on that binocular. Your eyes? Put it on over your eyes. Yes, that thing will help you see great distances. And I'm not really inside, but I don't have time to explain. My readings show the sprocket is close. It's somewhere just above your position. No. Sorry, you're not any closer. We call that a zoom lens. Just keep climbing. Well, that's not entirely surprising. Actually, that is what used reptiles, but more importantly, it looks like we need to reach those higher nests now. I was hoping you'd say that. There's the sprocket, Bob. That mama pterodactyl must have broken free, but she's sticking around because all these babies are still captive. Don't worry, we will help them, but first we have to get that sprocket back. You sound just like Sly. Be careful you don't wake her or those babies up. I don't think she'll be very happy to see you. I knew it! Those little tuxedo terrors are the real pests!
They're just penguins, Bentley.
Oh, sure, that's what you say now. But you just wait. It looks like they've torn my gravity encabulator apart. You're gonna have to track down each piece to reassemble it.
I don't see what you're complaining about. I'm the one who's just a penguin herder now.
Murray, are you still upset about the climbing thing? Come on, it just worked out better that way. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, myself included. And trust me, we can't do anything without your might. That's why we're a team.
I guess. Well, it looks like I've got some birds to round up.
Beta systems, check. Dart ammo, check. Tire pressure, check.
Bentley, how many equipment checks are you going to do?
Just being prepared, Sly. A field operative can never be too careful.
Or watch too many spy movies, apparently.
They're good reference. Those ice caves are a textbook example of a villain's hidden operation.
Relax, pal. It's simple. Use the thermovision to find Grizz, tag him with the homing dart, and let him lead us to his lair. Avoiding any lethal obstacles or bloodthirsty guards along the way, of course.
Right. Simple. I'll see you back at the hideout.
Oh yeah! They say I'm like Da Vinci, master with a brush. When my art is on the wall, it makes the crowds hush.
There he is. Tag him, Bentley.
Hold on, Sly. There's something funny about that painting.
What happened, Bentley? He was right there.
I'm sorry, Sly. It's just this artwork. And these paintings have a few things in common.
Standing. Now, go find that bear.
All right, peep this. We are on high alert. Nobody goes in or out but the Grizz. I gotta go finish your painting, you dig? Good. Now take these and keep your eyes open.
Looks like that door is missing something.
Yeah, a makeover.
No, Sly. I'm sure the gems Grizz gave the guards unlock the door. I'll just have to get them the old-fashioned way.
By asking politely?
Funny. No, by picking some pockets. I can't tell which guards have them, though. There's another way.
How about using thermovision?
I think you're right. Wow, this is a first. You won't shake this tail, Grizz.
Did you just say something about shaking your tail?
Quiet, Sly. I've got a bear to catch.
Grizz! The Grizz gotta put some art on ice. Gonna dig it up later for a big fat price. The Paradox is a stinking dude, and I'm getting real sick of his attitude.
It looks like Grizz is planting fake cave paintings. He's working a prehistoric art scam.
I get it. He paints them here, then goes back to the present.
Digs them up and sells them for a fortune.
What a con. Hurry up and tag him before he gets away again.
Right. Just to be safe, I'm going to use multiple darts. 3 should do the trick.
Bentley, you need to make sure those darts stick to him. Aim for that rip in his pants. Very nice.
Yeah, I shot the guy thrice. Sorry, the rhyming is contagious.
One of these days, he's gonna get served. Yeah, the Grizz is gonna crush that little nerd.
Okay, Sly, this one's pretty simple. Tail Grizz until you can get the code to his fortress. We need to get in there if we're going to stop him. You shouldn't have any trouble finding him since he's tagged with the homing darts. Just follow the signal.
We probably didn't even need the darts. He's kinda hard to miss.
Okay, he's on the move, Sly. Stay close so I can pull the data we need off his phone. And don't underestimate him. He's no lightweight.
Now let me tell you how it is. I am an artist. I got paintings to create. And I ain't putting up with any more of your excuses. Now, you give me the eggs I need for my paint, or I climb through this phone and squeeze them out of you myself. You got that, player? Hello? Hello? Why you did that? Dang!
No! I was so close!
I guess that means you didn't get the code?
It does. Looks like we're back to square one.
I guess the bear got away, huh?
Carmelita, it's good to see you.
Uh-huh. I'm only talking to you because I have some information for Bentley. I've been tailing Grizz on my own, and I have the security codes and full schematics for his mountain base.
Wow. Thanks.
You're welcome. So you'll get it to Bentley for me?
Of course. I'm headed back to the hideout now. But wouldn't you rather hand it to him yourself?
Maybe I should. After all, you're not exactly trustworthy, are you?
Ouch. So, we're good, right?
Don't push your luck, Ringtail. I caught up with the Ringtail to give him the intel I'd gathered on Grizz. Half of me still wanted to slap the smirk off his face, but the other half wanted to talk. Working on my own these past few days had given me time to think, and I'd realized some things. Sly may have been lying to me the whole time in Paris, but I'd lied to myself as well. In my heart, I knew something was up, but I didn't want to admit it. I wanted to believe he'd changed, that maybe I'd changed him. But Sly was who he was, and I had to accept that. Although this crazy time-traveling business had given me a new perspective on that too. In the past, I'd always chased Sly, arriving on the scene after the fact. But now that I'd fought alongside him, with Bentley, Murray, and his ancestors, I had to admit a newfound respect. We aren't really so different. We both fight for justice. We just do it from opposite sides of the law. The question is, can I live with that? Honestly, I don't know. But for now, perhaps it's enough that I see things more clearly, and that we have a common enemy in Le Paradox. Because I am not going anywhere until I put that stinking weasel behind bars.
All right, the time has come to deal with Grizz. This guy is a menace to the time continuum, not to mention the arts. And it's time to shut him and his counterfeit cave painting production down. It appears he's already beefed up security, so he's probably expecting us. But thanks to Carmelita, we have complete schematics of his mountain base. So once we get inside, I'll be able to target the egg vats and make sure they're scrambled. Just a little egg humor. Next, Bob, you'll need to climb the main generator tower and pry the pressure valves open to completely disrupt power. That should start a fatal chain reaction in the system. Murray, at this point, you'll have to get to the master control panel and make sure no one can reset the system before the damage is done. Of course, you'll need to use your pugilistic skills on any guards that might get in your way. After this, the system will be completely disabled and we can do a little bear hunting. Sly, it'll be your job to take down Grizz when we find him. Well, that's the plan. You should all be clear on what needs to be done, so let's get out there and put this bear on ice. Okay, this is our ticket inside. Carmelita, you'll be riding with Murray. Sly, you're with Bob and myself.
Carmelita, are you sure you'll be all right?
Of course. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, I wouldn't want you to catch cold or something, sitting in that other car.
Don't worry, Ringtail. I have my shock pistol to keep me warm.
This is my stop. I need to destroy those egg vats and then make my way to the rendezvous point. Keep your communication channel open. I'll see you all later.
Okay, Bentley. Just watch your step.
Always, Sly. Always. Excellent! That's one vat down. Now that's what I call an extreme malfunction. There's the tower, Bob. You'll need to find the valve covers and pry them loose to disrupt the power output. Yes, it is a dangerous climb, but if anyone can do it, you can. Right. See you at the top. Good luck.
The Murray leaves no man behind!
Hurry!
Ah, crud!
Murray, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine! Don't worry about me. I'll find you guys after I figure out how to get off this crazy thing.
Sly, we've got another problem.
Okay.
We needed Murray to cover that control panel, but he's gone. If that guard resets the system, not only will this mission be a failure, but we'll be sitting ducks.
Not bad. A little sloppy, though, don't you think?
Hey, that was almost a compliment. I'll take it.
Way to hustle, Sly.
Thanks. Now let's go find Murray.
Man, I knew I should have made that left turn.
It's gonna be nice, like sugar and spice, when I put that Cooper gang on ice.
Riz? No way I'm letting this chump get away! Bombs away! The Murray's got a beef with you, punk!
Murray, we have to help him.
Wait a sec, guys. Murray can handle this.
What?
Yeah, it's okay. Bentley's right. My money's on the hippo.
Oh, snap! What have we here? It's a pink nightmare.
Trust me, pal. You ain't dreaming.
I'm tired of you Cooper chumps. The Paradox, everybody. All I ever really wanted to do is skate. That's right.
Okay?
No. It ain't okay. You know why the Grizz love skating? It's clean, man. It's like just me and the ice. No complications, no hassles, no worries. Ever since I was a little kid, a little cub, it's the only time I truly feel free. And now, you Cooper punks roll in and you gonna spoil my dream? Well, it ain't going down like that. You better check the script, fat man, cause the Grizz is about to show you how to skate. No way you can copy the Grizz. Let's see if you can match these moves, sucker.
Oh, yeah, I got
this. No way you can copy the Grizz.
Oh, yeah! Time for the Murray to take over.
You can't do what I do.
You skating off and you paint.
Nice moves, Murray.
You were great.
That performance was definitely a 10, pal.
Murray.
Thanks, guys. I guess this makes up for all my screw-ups lately.
Murray, we all make mistakes. It happens. But it doesn't matter because we're a team, and we all have each other's backs. That's why we're unbeatable.
Yeah, what he said. Today, you were the hero, Murray, and don't you forget it.
Aw, shucks. Hey, I'm starved. Anybody bring anything to eat? French fries? Pizza? Anything? An apple, even?
Carmelita had cooled off a bit, but she hadn't forgiven me yet, and I really couldn't blame her. The last thing she wanted to do was join up with a bunch of thieves, something that went against everything she stood for. I could tell it was a tough decision, but in the end, she knew it was probably her only shot at busting the paradox. Dimitri was happy to finally hear from us, as he'd been worried his bros were warping their faces off, whatever that meant. He pointed us to our next destination, medieval England, and as it turned out, Grizz's crown was the perfect object to get us there. So, although we'd only uncovered this Ice Age scheme by accident, luck was definitely on our side. And we left in a confident mood, ready to tackle whatever fate had in store for us. We'd come to merry old England to locate my ancestor, Sir Galeth Cooper, a gallant knight who founded the Cooper Order. Unfortunately, what we found was anything but regal. Sir Galeth had been reduced to performing in a local circus as a jester, complete with ridiculous costume. The villainous stench of Le Paradox hung over the entire area. We didn't know what was going on yet, but we knew it wasn't good. To make matters worse, we still had no information about Penelope. Bentley wasn't letting it show, but I knew deep down he was pretty worried. Hopefully we would find some answers soon. But first, we had to go to the circus.
First off, Sly, you'll need a more appropriate outfit to infiltrate the circus. But in order to do that, I'm going to need some raw materials. The trick is going to be finding some quality wood, leather, and metal.
Sure. Anything else you want me to pick up while I'm out? Eggs, milk, maybe some wax for your shell?
Just get going, Sly.
Your bearings are grinding again. Sounds like you need some oil.
Tell me about it. I had to take the kids to the beach last weekend.
Man, I hate sand.
Oh yeah, it's the worst.
I wish it was break time. I really need a pint of fuel.
Yeah, we should head over to the tavern. I hear the new metal alloy in the mixers adds a nice tangy flavor.
Sly, my readings show the presence of a particularly durable metal alloy. That's what we want.
Man, This place smells like gas.
That's probably the guard, Sly.
Not that kind of gas. I mean fuel.
Well, stay away from any open flames and grab that sample.
You hear about Kramer?
No, what happened?
Poor guy managed to get his refigulator demagnetized.
Oh man, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, I try to stay away from metal. That's not me, I mean.
You should transfer to the bakery. Nothing but wood and bread in there.
Something's funny. My instrument readings show this place is producing a lot more power than it needs for baking.
Maybe there's a secret donut facility.
Maybe you should give the jokes a rest and see if you can find some wood.
Fine. See if I bring you back any donuts.
You going to company picnic this year?
I don't know. It's always the same thing. I'm tired of playing carnival games at the circus.
Yeah, but remember the archery contest last year, when Reiner somehow shot himself in the foot?
Oh man. Okay, that was worth it. I guess I'll go.
Yeah, I was thinking I should wear some leather boots or something. In case of stray arrows, you know.
Good idea. Maybe you could get some at the shoemaker's.
Bentley, this doesn't look like any medieval cobblers I've seen.
Yeah, even women's shoe stores aren't this diabolical.
There's something fishy going on here.
I agree. For now, just find the leather and get out of there. All right. It seems that Galeth is being held somewhere inside those circus tents. Sly, I've spotted a small opening at the top of that far tent. What I don't see is how you are going to get up there.
The circus. I could have been the greatest trapeze artist.
Sure. Anyway, the tent...
And with your shell, you'd be a natural for the guy they shoot out of the cannon every night.
Right, cannons. Look, you better go check out that tower. It's a good vantage point, and we can assess the situation from there.
Wow. Somehow this place looks smaller from the outside.
Sly, my scan shows the ground in here is rigged with motion detectors, which means you'll need to stay off the floor. You wanted to be a trapeze artist? Here's your chance.
Cool. How does this sound for a stage name? The Amazing Cooperone! Huh? Right? It's good.
It sounds like bad Italian takeout. I'm betting that platform is where they're keeping Galeth. Go check it out.
All right, smart guy. On my way. Sir Galeth? My name is Sly. I've come to rescue you.
Greetings, friend. But I require no rescue. I am merely biding my time until the proper strategic moment. Yes, that.
So, how long have you been biding your time?
Well, I suppose it has been about a fortnight.
All right. If you want to stay here with the cannonballs and flaming rings, that's fine. I'm heading back to my gang's hideout to plan our next move.
You make a good point, sir. Yes! I believe the time is now! Let us rush forward, that we may strike a crushing blow against the black tyrant who imprisoned me.
Whoa, one thing at a time. Let's just get back to the hideout first. Once Sir Galeth calmed down, we returned to the hideout and got the whole story. The surrounding area was held in the iron grip of a fearsome Black Knight. His origin was a mystery, but his power and technological might was impressive. He'd even created a new type of robotic guard, which patrolled tirelessly and without mercy. Galeth had been captured when he tried to take on these guards single-handedly. Bentley searched every criminal database in existence, but couldn't find a thing. All we had were more questions. Had Le Paradox somehow made an ally from this time period? And how had this Black Knight managed to create those mechanical monsters? When we explained to Sir Galeth who we really were, I don't know if he believed us or not. But it didn't matter. He just started ranting about taking the fight to the enemy and restoring the Cooper honor. Needless to say, the guy was a little intense. Until we figured out what was going on, I could see we were gonna have to keep him on a short leash.
Sly, it appears the Black Knight has a patrol moving an object in a locked case through the town. From the level of security, I'd bet the farm it's Gallant's Cade.
You have a farm?
Just get over there. If what Gallant says is true, the Black Knight almost never leaves his castle, and when he does, it's only to briefly visit the blacksmith shop. This may be the one opportunity we have to steal the cane back.
Okay, time to join the parade.
Sly, before you make a move, get some pictures of the Black Knight and that case. We need to figure out who and what we're dealing with. Time to crack that case. Listen, Sir Gallup, those balloons above us are more than just decoration for the circus. The Black Knight can use them to monitor our movements and conversations.
Pray tell, how can such a thing be possible?
It's complicated. Let's just say those balloons have machines that are like eyes and ears that can detect things at great distance. And you are the only one who can reach them.
Say no more! I shall go forth to smash these airborne demons, lest they set their wicked gaze upon us. Find me a catapult and a very large rock.
Hold on a minute. First, you should find locations to use your catapult crash technique and reach those balloons safely. Then you can destroy the machines.
Of course. As you will.
Outstanding, Gallant. Now our communications will be secure.
As I told you, Bentley, a loathsome creature does indeed guard the castle.
Well, if that's true, advanced geological theory indicates the only place this boat monster could hide is inside that cavern.
Forsooth! Perhaps also because it is the only cavern in the area?
Right. If this thing exists at all. It all sounds like superstitious nonsense.
You doubt the veracity of my tale? Then allow me to vanquish this evil beast and quell your disbelief!
Whoa, wait a sec, Gallup. Just navigating that cave's interior could be hazardous to your health.
Nay, Bentley. Fear not. I will show you the true valor of the Cooper name.
Carmelita, what are you doing?
Relax, Ringtail. Just keeping tabs on the Dragon Slayer.
I don't recall you watching my back on any jobs.
Only when I'm trying to catch you. But I find Galeth charming. He has a good heart, even if he is a headstrong goof.
Then you better get going before Sir Goof gets himself captured again.
Now, foul demon, face the fury of Sir Galeth Cooper!
Gallup, no!
Mayhap Sir Bentley had a point.
Tin can with teeth. Let's see what you're really made of.
Alas and alack, I feel as though I have been ground into sausage.
Are you hurt, Sir Galeth?
Methinks I am still whole. I thank you, milady, but must confess, rescue by a fair damsel wounds me deepest.
I think I understand. What do you say we make this our little secret?
I would be thrice grateful and in your debt. What a fair and gracious maid you are, Carmelita.
I think I like the sound of that.
Okay, listen up! We need to hit the Black Knight where it hurts, and that means taking down the operations he's set up in the village shops. First up, Murray, you'll need to visit the tavern. Sorry, big guy, no time for snacks. The tavern has been converted into a fuel production facility for those robotic guards. Get in there and do what you do best. Tear the place apart. Next, Sly, you'll need to revisit the shoemakers. We're going to shut down the machines fabricating those ginormous parts. Last but certainly not least, Galeth, you'll need to infiltrate the bakery. My instrument readings show it's the main power source for the other production facilities. You're the only one who can reach the second floor, where I believe you'll find a generator. There's no time to waste, so let's get going!
Okay, you heard Bentley. Together, we can bring this whole operation down.
Yeah! Let's go kick some butt!
Murray, you need to shut down the mixing system. Try disabling those vats.
I got you, chum! The Murray is gonna rain destruction like a cloud of pain!
Interesting analogy. Get in it, Murray!
The Murray is triumphant!
Sly, it looks like the bow will come in handy here, but you'd better watch out for that laser. If it slices through the rope while you're on it, you'll fall into that pool of white, hot, molten metal below.
Is that bad?
Sometimes your humor escapes me, Sly.
Way to go, Bentley. This place is definitely closed for business.
All right, this is it. You'll need to shut down those 3 sub-generators to disable the central device, but be careful. I suspect the system has an auto reset, and you'll need to deactivate them all before that happens.
Enough twaddle and gobbledygook. Time for action!
Oh, boy. Remarkable work! You did it, Gallup! We smashed the Black Knight's operations! Looks like the Black Knight is on the move, Sly! You need to stay on his tail until I can get there!
All right. Hurry up, Slowpoke.
Whatever, just don't lose him, Sly!
Bentley, he's going into the blacksmith shop. Should I follow him inside?
Now, I'll take it from here, Sly. I should be able to get inside through that hatch on the roof. Time to get some answers. Rats, I can't hear anything from up here. I'll have to get closer without being seen. I can turn those laser fields off with my darts.
Blasted Cooper gang. They may have shut down operations for the time being, but I'll have the last laugh. My castle is impenetrable. Once Operation Overlord is complete, I will be unstoppable.
Operation Overlord? I don't like the sound of that.
And where is that stinking Paradox when I need his help? He owes me everything for stealing Bentley's time machine plans. Bentley? Oh, Penelope, what a little fool you were.
Oh no. My plans? That means I caused all this? Penelope! Oh, please, Penelope, be all right! I swear on my mother's shell I will crush you myself, Black Knight!
This blasted suit is so hot. I need some air.
Much better. I can barely think in that thing.
It's not possible!
Phew, that thing's almost as stuffy as Bentley.
Penelope? But why would she...
If only Bentley hadn't been brainwashed by Cooper's honorable thief nonsense, we could have made
billions in weapon design. The two most brilliant minds on the planet working together. We could have owned the world. But no matter. Once Cooper's out of the way, he'll see things my way. Poor Bentley. He's kinda cute when he's being dumb.
I think I'm going to be sick.
When Bentley returned to the hideout, he crawled into his shell and wouldn't come out. Nobody could blame him. Penelope may have betrayed our friendship and trust, but she betrayed Bentley's heart. I knew he blamed himself for the whole predicament, but it wasn't his fault. Everyone took turns trying to coax him out, but nothing worked. In the end, it seemed that Bentley would have to come back to us on his own. Unfortunately, we couldn't wait around. We had a villain to take down, with or without Bentley's help. And this time, it was personal. We need to take Penelope down, but how? Man, we need Bentley back.
I am still a bit bewildered that the Black Knight was a friend of yours.
Yeah, well, obviously she's no friend of ours now.
In the face of such treachery, there is but one option. We storm the castle and smash this villain!
Okay, slow down, Turbo. How do we get inside the castle?
That, I know not. However, I do know how we may create some exceedingly useful explosive devices. You and I must part ways. I will gather firebulbs while you must procure a bottle of Merlin's magic powder.
Of course. And where would I get this?
Why, at the carnival, of course. I hope your archery skills are satisfactory.
Oh, I think I'm up to snuff.
Then the die is cast. Fare thee well. Ha-ha!
Step right up, ladies and gents. Try your luck in our game of skill. Well, hello, Governor. Want to have a go? Do well enough, and you could win yourself one genuine bottle of Merlin's magic powder, guaranteed to cure despair, curl your hair, and answer your prayer.
So, how is it for making bombs?
I gather some firebulbs, and it's bang zoom combustion.
All right, troops, listen up. As you all know, Bentley is still unavailable. But we've got to come up with a plan. So I'm calling this meeting for him.
Hey, Carmelita.
Quiet, Ringtail. We don't have time for your smart remarks. We've got to hit Penelope before she can finish whatever it is she's trying to finish.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to ask.
Look, it's pretty simple. We need to get into that castle. We've got the explosives.
I was going to bring that up, too.
Not another word, Sly.
Your speech does nothing to lift our spirits, Sly.
Galeth, do you think we could plant your explosives on the bridge controls?
Zounds! This plan rings true!
Okay, everyone get ready to move out. After that bridge comes down, we'll have to get in there fast.
Sorry, I missed the part about what we do when we get inside.
We'll have to improvise.
Sounds good to me.
I'll sally forth and smash that mechanical monstrosity!
No!
Galeth, wait!
Why, thank you, Galeth. I've been looking all over for that.
She is making her escape!
I don't think so.
any idea what that suit was worth? It was one of a kind! You cost me too much already, Cooper. It's time to pay the fiddler.
That's enough, Penelope!
Huh?
You heard me!
Bentley? Your suit, is that my moat monster?
Yeah, what's left of it anyway. The design was adequate. I made some adjustments.
It was just a prototype anyway.
Why'd you do it, Penelope? You owe me that much at least.
Why? For you, of course. I had to make you see how things could be.
I'm not going to be one of the bad guys, Penelope.
Huh, bad guys? That's kind of funny, Bentley, seeing as how you work for a thief. But you know the most valuable thing Sly ever stole? Your potential. Together, we could change the world, but you're still chasing after honor for chump change. When are you gonna wake up?
So you sold out to La Paradox for the money?
No, you're not listening. He's just a means to an end.
Wow. And I thought you were smart. Do you really think he's going to just let you go? He owns you now. You're his puppet. And when you've served your purpose, he's going to cut your strings.
I'm nobody's puppet. Too bad I can't say the same for you. I'm sorry, Bentley, but I guess it's time to make this breakup official.
Penelope, wait! We don't have to do it like this!
Oh, I think we do. It's time to cut some strings for good.
Thanks, Bentley. Look, I'm sorry about Penelope.
No, Sly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't there to help you guys the whole time.
It's okay. She fooled us all, pal.
I guess. But that's no excuse for me not being there. I lost sight of my true friends. That won't happen again.
Hey, guys!
We could use some help over here.
Sounds like they need some help getting out of there. Know anyone that could swing that?
Well, I do know this one guy, but he's probably busy, so I guess I'll have to do it.
It's good to have you back, Bentley. We contacted Dimitri, who started in about sandstorms and camel spit. Well, we finally deciphered enough to realize it was my ancestor Salim al-Kupar who was in trouble now, which meant we needed to get to ancient Arabia on the double. This time, Carmelita provided the solution. Before La Paradox grabbed her back at the museum, she'd managed to pocket a gold coin as evidence. And our luck held, as it turned out the antique gold piece was exactly what we needed. As we prepared to leave, everyone was keeping an eye on Bentley. He downplayed his heroics and refused to acknowledge that he'd saved us all. I sensed a new confidence in him, which I guess had come from finally confronting his personal demons. He'd been through so much, but when it really mattered, he bounced back stronger than ever. I was sure about two things. I couldn't be more proud of Bentley, and we were going to need every ounce of his newfound strength to take down La Paradox. We'd traveled to ancient Arabia to find Salim al-Kupar, an ancestor said to possess the stealth of 40 thieves. No surprise then when Bentley's research revealed that this guy was a charter member of the infamous 40 Thieves. For once, it appeared we'd have plenty of backup to help out with this job. When we arrived, however, we were shocked to find that most of the thieves had already retired. Having made their fortunes and gotten older, these great thieves had decided to call it quits and enjoy their golden years in peace. What wasn't shocking was the unmistakable presence of Cyril La Paradox. Nasty-looking guards patrolled everywhere, and it was clear that something sinister was going on. After some detective work, Bentley had even worse news. No one had seen Salim Al-Kupar for some time. He had been working with a few of the remaining thieves, but had simply vanished. So where was he? That was the first thing we needed to figure out.
Okay, Sly. Word on the street is that Salim Al-Kupar was driven into hiding, but that he's still in the area. We need to figure out where he's hiding and then find out why. To facilitate that, I've built you a new toy.
Cool. Is it a robotic turtle butler?
No. After gathering data from your ancestors, I've been able to map the Cooper DNA. I've modified your binocucom with a new visual guidance system that I've programmed to detect anything with which Salim Al-Kupar may have come in contact.
Wow, Bentley. That's some real science fiction.
Sly, that door definitely does not belong here. You'd better get a picture of that as well so I can analyze it.
Greetings. You're Salim Al-Kupar, aren't you?
And who are you?
Well, that part's kind of complicated. I'm a thief like you, but I'm kind of new in town. How about you come back to my gang's hideout and I can explain myself?
How about you go lick a camel's hump?
Okay. Look, I know you're in trouble. I'm here to help. I can explain everything, but let's go where we can talk safely. Besides, you look hungry. How would you like some food?
Food? It was foolish of you not to mention that in the first place. Let's go.
Back at the hideout, introductions went quickly as Salim stuffed his face. He told us about his problem. Some new player calling herself Miss Decibel had rolled into town and started throwing lots of money around. It didn't take a genius to figure out who the time-traveling lieutenant was here. Salim and the 3 remaining thieves had decided to pull one last heist before disappearing into retirement, Miss Decibel being the target. Of course, with her technology, she had easily captured his thief brothers, and Salim had been trying to come up with a plan to free them ever since. Bentley uncovered some interesting background information. Miss Decibel had come from a wealthy British family. Her true love was classical music. Unfortunately, her complete lack of musical talent, coupled with an extreme temper, made for a volatile combination. After suffering a freak accident during a tantrum, she was left unable to play music normally. However, when she discovered she could control people with her hypnotic tones, a new criminal was born. She began using her devious talents to control others, forcing them to commit crimes for her. We told Salim about the paradox, and the whole thing made some strange kind of sense to him. The bad news was that he wasn't completely convinced that we were there to help him. I could see I was going to have to prove myself. Again.
Okay, apparently Salim lost a small fortune betting on the camels a while back and had to pawn his thief outfit. Sly, if we could buy that outfit back for Salim, I'm sure we could gain his trust. The shopkeeper is a security freak, a real head case. His place is a fortress and he never leaves. All business is conducted through a slot in the door. I think this is one time we're going to have to play it straight and pay the man what he wants. As you might imagine, his price is pretty steep. The shopkeeper will only accept payment in the form of flawless gemstones. 3 to be exact. The only gems of that quality around here are the decorative stones embedded in the city walls. I've located the 3 largest specimens for you. All you have to do is remove them, avoid the guards, and bring them to the shop. Just make sure those gems are still flawless when you get there.
What do you want?
I'm here to buy the thief outfit.
Sorry, I do not believe one such as yourself could meet my price. Good day.
Oh, that's too bad. I guess I'll just have to go bet these gems on the camel races.
Wait, you have gems? Let me see.
Man, these rocks are so heavy, I can barely lift them. You want the gems? I want the outfit. Do we have a deal?
Indeed. If you want to purchase these old rags, who am I to object? All sales final, no returns.
Good job, Sly. Although it seems we have another problem. Salim tells me that Miss Decibel is constantly changing the locations of the captured thieves, which makes them almost impossible to track. It's going to be... Hold on, Sly. I'm picking something up. Sweet sunspots. Sly, Le Paradox is here. He's mating with Miss Decibel right now.
Oh?
Sounds like the perfect opportunity for a little eavesdropping.
Great idea. Just one thing. That outfit won't fool these guards. They know the locals and they'll peg you for a stranger immediately. You should just stay out of sight.
Thanks for the info, Bentley. I'm on my way.
So, please tell me the operation is going according to plan.
Of course. Everything is progressing splendidly. I have those raggedy little thieves completely under my control. I've never seen better forgeries. The documents they're producing are of the highest quality.
Perfect. Once I get them back to the present day and my royal lineage is discovered, my wealth and power will be unstoppable.
Well, there is one teensy little problem. We still need to feed our little worker bees, but our supplies are running low. The one who calls himself the Panther seems to work best when I feed him scorpion claws. Disgusting!
Yeah, very well. I shall have some delivered immediately. Whatever it takes to keep these vermin working. Oh, and one more thing. Tell your guards if they don't capture Cooper, I will have them all fired and then executed. Tell me, what do you think of this little sand pit?
Well, darling, this dry environment plays absolute havoc with my sinuses. My music practice has been atrocious lately. Would you like to hear that?
Not really, but I want you to hear me. Do not fail me like those other idiots, Cherie. I'd hate to see you stranded here permanently.
Oh, I'll make sure that doesn't happen.
Good, because the others have failed. Even Penelope, and she was the smart one. But now I have to turn my back on her. You understand.
Oh, yes, of course. Everything will go precisely as planned. Although, I must trouble you for some camel cheese. Absolutely horrid stuff, but the thief called the Tiger seems to rely on it, and our reserves are almost depleted.
Can't we just starve these filthy hoodlums into submission? Yeah, fine. I will send a delivery boy. So, any more requests?
Oh, no, sweetums. I believe that's all. As soon as the documents are complete, I will deliver them personally.
Magnifique! Then I should have them very soon.
Oh, wait. There is one last itty-bitty little thing. The one called the Lion seems to favor cobra tails. And you know how troublesome those are to obtain.
Fine, you shall have them. But I had better get those papers quickly.
Sly, I've got a crazy idea. That outfit may not work on the guards, but I bet outsiders like Le Paradox and Miss Decibel wouldn't know the difference. She's expecting deliveries for the thieves, right? Try using the outfit to impersonate the delivery boy. If they buy it, we'll know where the thieves are being kept.
Excellent idea, Bentley. And just to ensure it's foolproof, I'm gonna use my...
No, Sly, don't say it!
Italian accent!
I said crazy, Sly, not suicidal.
And who is this little peepsqueak?
Yes, identify yourself immediately.
It's me, the delivery boy. You were called?
I don't recognize your scruffy features.
The other boys are out to sick. Something about the snake bites.
Is there something wrong with your voice?
No, I've talked like this my whole life.
How droll.
I see. Well, if you're really the delivery person, then you would know the usual orders, no? What food does the panther require?
Why, the panther loves the scorpion claws.
He appears to be legitimate.
Thank goodness. Here are the delivery locations. Hurry up, please.
Sly, it's a good thing we're in Arabia, because in Italy that accent would be considered a felony. Now let's go rescue those thieves. Okay, Celine, we know that Decibel has the Panther somewhere in that tower. Trying to go through the palace itself would be impossible. Luckily, this carpet shop is going to save us the trouble.
Ah, yes. Honest Hassan's Carpets. He owns many shops, but he is not so honest. Trust me. In fact, we used to run a flying carpet scam where he would pretend to be...
Kinda pressed for time here.
Fine. Please continue.
So, according to my diagrams, the shop is connected to the tower. There's a vent system on the side of the building. All you have to do is crawl through the vents, and it will lead you straight into the shop. From there, you can make your way through the shop's interior to the tower.
You make it sound so easy. I would like to see you crawl through vents when you are my age.
Talk to you inside the shop. Good luck. Wait, this room doesn't match my blueprints. It must have been renovated recently. Give me a minute to figure this out.
Oh, by Aladdin's beard. Do you not know that rule number 37 in the Thieves' Handbook is expect the unexpected, foresee the unforeseen, predict the unpredictable?
Keep your turban on. My sonar readings show an old passageway through a cave system beneath the floor. Let's see. Massive payload, angle of incidence, relative humidity divided by 2. Got it. Celine, if we could drop that pallet of carpets in the corner, it should smash a hole in the floor straight through to the caverns below.
We? It seems that I will be doing all the work.
How about we just talk when you reach the passageway?
Oh, if only I had a magic lamp. I would wish for this job to be over.
All right, Celine, you're in. Now you just have to make your way to the top of the tower.
Of course, climbing. My favorite.
I don't see an access point, but that lever looks worth investigating. And be careful not to stir up the scorpion nests in here. Your friend is in a kind of hypnotic trance. The strange sonic frequency modulations emitted by that device are causing it. I've seen this type of thing once before on a mission in Prague. But this is on a whole new level. Mind control by music. It's genius. Well, evil genius.
Then all hope is lost.
No, we just need to disable the device before freeing him. But we have to proceed carefully, or we risk turning his brain into jelly.
What is this jelly?
Oh, sort of like baba ganoush or hummus, but fruity.
Ew.
Exactly. Just give me a closer look at that thing so I can turn it off.
My brother, are you all right?
Oh, my head. Where am I?
You have been imprisoned, hypnotized, and compelled to create forgeries by that evil elephant. But I have freed you from her mesmerizing music. With, you know, some assistance.
That's nice. I'm hungry. Did you bring me anything to eat? Perhaps some nice roasted scorpion tails? Maybe some camel milk?
Amazing! I climb halfway to the stars to rescue you, and you expect camel milk? Why do I bother?
Sly, this is going to get dicey. Security has definitely been beefed up. Those turrets are too well protected to attack directly. Ordinarily, I'd hack the security system, but that might take some time, and we need to hurry. There's no telling when Decibel might move the lion again. This may be our only chance.
So, what are you thinking, Bentley?
I think we need to use some smoke and mirrors. Minus the mirrors.
Meaning?
I'll use the RC chopper to drop smoke bombs at strategic points, which should keep the turrets from seeing you. Then, since Salim knows this city like the back of his hand, he can guide you to a secure location.
Hopefully he's had his nap today.
Just make sure you get to a safe spot before the smoke clears, otherwise you're gonna be missile bait.
Good job, Bentley.
Okay, Sly, it's all you.
Okay, Salim, we're on.
Follow me closely, and don't fall behind.
Don't worry about me. I'll be right on your tail.
All right, it's go time, Sly.
Age before beauty.
No, you mean wisdom before youth.
Would you two get going?
Just waiting on the wise guy, Bentley.
This is it, Sly. The lion's just ahead.
Open sesame.
That outfit makes you a better thief, Sly, not a genie. Now, why don't you help me with this door?
Close sesame.
So you got lucky.
Whew! The stench in here is making my eyes water. I feel sorry for your friend. That Decibel is really cruel.
Well, unfortunately, that might be the lion's socks. He always hated doing laundry.
Oh, well, maybe she was just protecting her sense of smell.
Oh, I had a terrible nightmare. I was being charmed like a snake and could not break free.
That was no nightmare, my friend.
Salim, you were in my dream too. You brought me many delicious snacks.
What is with you guys and all the food?
Salim, who is this insolent pup?
Oh, don't worry about him. He is a friend who helped rescue you. In fact, he is my assistant.
Assistant? What are you talking about?
Sly, play along. It's better if less people know what's going on anyway.
Great. It's gonna be a long day.
Oh, and don't forget what's left of that device, Sly. I'm almost done with a little invention of my own. Okay, Murray, the thief known as the Tiger is being held inside that taxi shop. My data shows the interior is small, but well reinforced. Also, there don't appear to be any guards inside at the moment. I think this one is pretty straightforward. You and Sly go in through the front door. After that, your muscles should be enough to handle the situation.
No problem, Bentley. My mighty biceps are itching to go to work. Wow, he's right there. This is gonna be easier than taking pizza from a baby.
I think you mean candy, buddy?
Oh yeah, I love candy.
I think we need to be careful here, Murray. Something feels off.
Uh-oh.
Murray! Look out!
That was awesome! Right, Sly? Sly? Where are you, buddy?
I'm over here, Murray.
Hey, Sly, where are we?
I'm not sure, pal. But it looks like we found the secret entrance to something.
Sly! Murray, come in! Are you there?
Bentley? I think you're breaking up.
Sly, I don't think I can get over this wall.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And we seem to have lost the Banaki.com link with Bentley. Don't worry. Let's just keep moving forward. There's bound to be a way out around here somewhere.
Hey, Sly! I see some kind of weird switch up here. I'm gonna give it a try.
Go for it, pal. I'm kind of stuck right now anyway.
Sly! There's some kind of whirly blade gizmo in my way. If I get any closer, it's gonna turn me into Hippo Burger.
Okay, Murray. Let me see if I can do something from my end. I hope that helps Murray out.
Great! Time to inflict my fists on that trap! I should take those cannons out first! Oh, nuts! Another one of those annoying, spinny things. I'll have to wait for Sly.
Sly, come in! Over!
Bentley! Nice of you to join us.
Sly, are you and Murray all right? Something knocked out communications. Did you take a fall?
Sort of. It's a long story. But are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Wow. It's amazing, isn't it?
It sure is. I can't wait to...
Too bad you can't touch it.
Wait, what?
Sorry, Sly. If you touch anything, you're going to alert the guards. Just stepping on those coins could do it. You need to leave this treasure alone. And don't forget to use Salim's outfit to navigate the trickier jumps.
Murray should be good to go.
Great! Time to inflict my fists on that trap! I should take those cannons out first!
Murray, you never cease to amaze me.
All right!
Sly, you should have a direct path at this point. We need to move fast after all this commotion. You get to the Tiger, and I'll find Murray a route out of these caverns.
Man, this guy looks like Murray that time he won that burrito eating contest. That's a bad memory.
I couldn't ride in the van for months. Although this is reminding me more of the time when Murray was brainwashed by the Contessa. However, this machine is using some kind of music to adjust his brainwaves and control his behavior. It's fascinating. In a completely obscene bad guy kind of way, of course.
Well, I wouldn't mind having one of these to control Murray's appetite.
According to my readings, it's too risky to just disconnect him. He might never come out of the trance. I need you to examine the device so I can hack it and shut it off.
Oh, my head is spinning like a dust devil. Who are you?
Relax, pal. I'm a friend of Salim's.
Oh, Salim. Did he give you anything for me? Like all the money he owes me for betting on the camel races?
Sorry. You'll have to take that up with him.
I most certainly will.
All right, Salim. I've disabled the security system in the village, but Miss Decibel has retreated to her private office above the library. We need to get in there so we can plant a bug and find out what's going on. However, my schematics show the building is heavily secured, and it appears only someone with your climbing ability can gain access.
I do not understand. How will putting an insect in there tell us anything? At most, it will just annoy her.
No, not that kind of bug. This is a small device that can transmit sound, so we can listen to her conversations.
Oh, does it also bite?
Look, don't worry about the bug. Right now, I need you to find a way into that study so you can let me in. I'll take over from there.
All right, Bentley. I will find a way inside while you play with your bug.
Okay, Salim, I need you to plant that bug in Miss Decibel's office, but first we need to get her out of there. I've reprogrammed those transmitters she was using on your friends with some new music. Once you place them around the room and I activate them, she's gonna come running.
How do you know this?
Because she happens to be a music snob, and I'm about to give her a dose of something she can't stand. Good old rock and roll.
I do not care for rocks and rolling either.
No, it's... Never mind. Just get those transmitters in place. Once I activate those transmitters with my darts, Miss Decibel will be dancing to a different tune. All right, now I just have to activate those transmitters and get this party started.
My goodness! That awful screeching! It can't be! Rock and roll! Ah! Must destroy!
Okay, Salim, shake a leg. Plant that bug. Great work. She'll never guess there's a bug in that statue of her boyfriend.
Horrendous hogwash!
Okay, Salim, the bug is active. Now make tracks, and fast! Okay, thanks to our bug in Miss Decibel's office, we now have all the information we need. It appears she has been producing counterfeit documents for La Paradox, creating a false family history that will make him an esteemed member of royalty in the present day. I've managed to inspect some of the documentation, and believe me, if we allow him to get away with this, his wealth and power will make him untouchable. I believe he is planning this to be his last and greatest caper. The key to stopping him begins with us getting through that security door in the lamp shop. I haven't been able to discover what's behind it, but we know that's where Decibel will deliver the papers to La Paradise. However, since we don't want to announce our presence, we need a diversion for the guards. So I've taken the liberty of fashioning an outfit for Carmelita, who will use it to lure the guards away from their posts by, performing a belly dance.
What? Possibly your best plan ever, Bentley.
I'm sorry I didn't ask, Carmelita, but you're the only one who can pull this off.
Bentley, I could do it.
I am not getting into that outfit.
I realize it's a bit revealing, but think of it as going undercover.
Bentley?
I'm positive the Murray could squeeze into that thing.
Hey, Carmelita, you should model that outfit for us to make sure it fits.
Shut up, Ringtail. I'm only doing this for the team.
Listen, silk is very elastic.
All right, let's move out. We don't have any time to waste. Okay, Carmelita, we need you to distract those guards and get them away from that door.
Yeah, bust a move, Carmelita.
How about I bust your face, Cooper?
We're counting on you, Carmelita. Meet us inside once you can lose the guards.
Bentley, you owe me big time for this one. Hey, you big apes! Yoo-hoo! Over here, you dumb knuckle-draggers! This is the worst undercover assignment ever!
Darn it, I can do this!
Thank goodness Interpol will never know about this. Guess that wasn't too bad. Someday I will get Bentley back for this. Ay, these baboons need a bath. Maybe 2 baths. Come on. How many Cooper gang members does it take to open a door?
Sly, I am thinking I should go no further. I have passed my greatest wisdom on to you. The last of my friends are now retired, and I have had enough snakes and scorpions and climbing for 3 lifetimes. Besides, I was thinking someone should watch over Carmelita to make sure she is safe.
All right, Salim. We couldn't have made it this far without you, but I think we can handle it from here. You've definitely earned your retirement. Go enjoy it. And the belly dancing.
Thank you. I will.
Whoa!
You said it, pal.
This is definitely more than I was expecting. An underground docking station for La Paradox's blimp. No wonder we haven't seen that thing floating around.
So, what's our next move, Bentley?
Well, first we need something to distract those guards, so I can get to that control room. I whipped up a surprise for Miss Decimal with the leftover material from Carmelita's outfit, but I think it might work better here.
Finally! Just point me in the direction of the changing room and... What the...
Password way too easy. Overriding security, power grid rerouting, accessing laser network, PC load letter shut down in 3, 2, 1, yes.
Bentley, what just happened?
I'm not sure. I must have tripped some kind of fail-safe backup. Hold on a sec.
Ah, the 3 Musketeers. One step behind as usual. May you never change.
And may you always stay downwind.
Ah, Cooper. You're so pathetic. You don't even realize you've already lost.
We haven't lost yet, La Paradox.
Oh, no? Bonjour, my large friend. What took you so long?
Oh, drat.
Celine!
Hello, Cyril. I found this filthy scoundrel unconscious outside.
Actually, he's yesterday's trash. Precisely why I threw him away.
But I don't understand. I thought you were after him.
You're right. You don't understand. I don't care about that old bag of bones. Just his cane. Which, as you can see, I already have.
Uh-oh. Double drat.
Well, good. Then our deal is complete. I'm coming aboard. Hold that blimp.
So sorry, Sherry. But with Monsieur Cooper here, I am afraid the schedule has changed, and I must make my exit now. I cannot risk that flea-bitten rat ruining my plans.
He's got the cane! He's got the documents! Sly, if they return to the present and Le Paradox establishes a royal ancestry for himself, all of our futures are in peril! You've got to stop them!
How's Celine?
I tried to stop him.
You'll be fine, Sly. Right now, you've got to stop that pachyderm!
I'm on it, like stink on a skunk.
Don't leave yet! This is your fault, Cooper! I will orchestrate your demise! Try dancing to this! Why won't you leave us alone? You little flea bag! I'll squash you like a hairy bug!
Well, it would seem this game is finished. How boring.
Open the hatch! Let me in!
I don't think so. You see, we have already reached maximum weight capacity. Perhaps due to my beautiful new guest?
Carmelita!
Get your paws off me, you noxious windbag!
But we had a deal! I made you the documents, and you promised me the lost masterpieces! Mozart, Beethoven, romantic nights on the Riviera!
Yes. Well, thank you so much for my papers, but it wouldn't have worked out between us. I'm just not into big noses, and as for your music, how can I put this? It stinks worse than I do!
Why, you filthy, backstabbing, two-timing scoundrel!
Flattery will get you nowhere. And as for you, Cooper, don't even think about trying anything. Otherwise, we're going to find out if your girlfriend can fly. I don't see any wings, do you?
Touch me again and I'll break both your arms! Sly!
Don't worry, Carmelita. This isn't over.
Isn't it? In fact, I believe there is a perfect saying for this situation. The fat lady, she has sung. Au revoir, Sly Cooper! well. C'est la vie.
We may have stopped Miss Decibel, but it meant absolutely nothing. We were on the ropes. Le Paradox had beaten us every step of the way, and he held all the cards. Carmelita, my ancestors' canes, and now his fake pedigree. I couldn't remember a time since we teamed up that we felt so defeated. And talking to Dimitri didn't help. He was freaked out and yelling about having to boogie down in Skunk Town. So as usual, his words made little sense. But the message was clear. We had to get back home fast. We may have been down, but we definitely weren't out. There was too much riding on this. The lives of everyone we cared about, not to mention the very future of our existence. No matter how, we would make things right. So as we roared back through time to Paris, I knew we were in for the fight of our lives. We'd finally made it home to Paris, only to find a place we hardly recognized. It was obvious Le Paradox was now in control, since his face covered the city like a bad rash. The only positive was that Bentley was able to dig up a lot of dirt, including the fact that Le Paradox was from a family of thieves himself. And then we made a major discovery. I knew that my dad's heist of the world's largest diamond had made him a legendary thief, but what I never knew was that Le Paradox's father had planned to steal it first, and frame my dad for the crime. Only he was a little too slow, and got himself caught instead. With his father gone, Le Paradox had no one to teach him the family business, and after a string of failed jobs, he wound up in prison too. It was here, ironically, that he finally got his criminal education. After his release, Le Paradox maintained the appearance of a law-abiding citizen. In reality, he used his prison contacts to form his own syndicate and began masterminding heists worldwide. These days, he traveled the globe as a billionaire art collector, while his real business was the trafficking of priceless stolen treasures. Clearly, he blamed the Coopers for his family's past misfortunes, and his plan was to wipe us out completely. I had to find a way to stop it, but first, I had to rescue Carmelita.
All right, we all know this is our last shot at stopping Le Paradox and rescuing Carmelita. Currently, his blimp is docked outside the museum. I can't pinpoint Carmelita's exact position, but I believe she's being held somewhere near the loading bay. Sly, there appears to be a utility hatch on the blimp's underside that will get you inside. You can use one of the mooring lines to reach it. Once you're in, try to gather as much information as you can. But remember, we'll be right behind you, so don't do anything rash. Murray, I need you to get the van ready. We're gonna need backup for this one. So first, you and I are going on a little recruiting trip. Then we'll rendezvous with Sly inside the blimp and figure out our next move. Okay, I realize it's not the most elaborate plan, but it's the best we've got. So everybody watch your backs and let's go take that skunk down once and for all.
Okay, Bentley, I'm in. I can see Carmelita.
Just hold on, Sly. We're almost there. You know it's a setup.
I know, pal, but I don't have a choice. Just get here as fast as you can. Carmelita!
Sly! No! Ah! Oh!
Two rats in one trap! I knew you could not resist, Cooper. You are so predictable.
Oh yeah? Well, how's this for a prediction? I'm gonna kick that stripe right off your tail.
Yes, yes, and now come the big threats from the little man. As I said, predictable.
Let us out! You afraid of a fair fight, coward?
No, I don't think so. I have something special planned for you too. It is, how do you say, a going away party.
Okay, listen up. You all know why you're here. We have to find your canes and get you back where you belong now. If we don't, we'll never be able to repair the damage La Paradox has done.
What about Sly?
He's on his own for now, Murray, but I'm sure he'll be fine. It's Sly. Ryoichi, you're up first. My readings show your cane is somewhere in this room.
I can sense it too, Bentley-son.
Red Troopers at 12 o'clock! No time for a break, guys! We have to keep moving! There's Bob's cane. Looks like this one is all you, Ryoichi.
It is my pleasure, my most hairy ancestor.
Great! Wait, Ryoichi, I'm picking up an energy field shift centered on you.
Yes, I sense it is my time to go. It has been an honor meeting all of you. Sayonara.
It's working! The temporal abnormality is correcting itself. Bob, we need you to get Salim's cane. Outstanding, Bob! Looks like you're heading home now. Watch out for those penguins! This is going well, but we're not out of the woods yet. We have to keep pushing! Salim, you're the only one who can reach Gallus Cave.
Forsooth! I would entrust this to no other!
Oh, again with the climbing?
Very nice, Salim. You've definitely earned your retirement.
I salute your excellence, Sir Salim.
All right, now that we got Mr. Cranky Pants home safely, we need to press on. Gallop, we need your skills to get Tennessee's cane.
Verily shall it be in thine command, hence and forthwith.
You talk funnier than a two-headed jackalope, but thanks, amigo.
Truly remarkable, Gallop. This looks like farewell.
Indeed. Once more unto the breach go I. Fare thee well, you all!
More vermin dead ahead! You're getting close, guys. Those switches are completely out of our reach. Tennessee, this looks like a job for you.
Just what I was hoping for, Bentley. I've been itching to get in on the action, too.
Nice shooting. Now, let's find Sly.
Alone at last. How cozy.
You want cozy? I'm going to throw you and all your friends into the same prison cell.
Ah, but no. It is the two of you of whom I am thinking. To be together. Forever. Just think of it as the most romantic coffin ever.
Don't count on it, La Paradox. We've beaten all your other plans.
Ah, but not this time, I think. Look at this. My marvelous contraption. The time tunnel. Something else I had your little friend Penelope develop before her unfortunate failure. Is very much like the time machine, no? With one important difference. From here, I have the control over where you go. And it's programmed to send you and your Interpol shrew on an endless honeymoon. Free of charge. bouncing through time for all eternity. That's if you survive the trip. But either way, I will never have to see your irritating faces again.
You think this thing can hold me? Just wait until I get out of here.
Why'd you do it, Le Paradox? Why the ancestors? Why not just come after me? What's the deal?
The deal? The deal is you, Coopers. You destroyed my father, and you almost got me. But not quite. And when I rebuilt myself, I swore I would erase the Cooper name from history completely. And so today, my revenge will be complete. It is time now for you to go. Bon voyage!
Sly!
Cooper, you filthy vermin!
Woo-wee! Cut that closer than a $10 shave. Reckon my time here's up.
Take care, Tennessee!
I will crush you!
Carmelita and get off this thing!
We all need to leave right now! That maniac just tore a hole in time-space!
I need to finish this fight here and now, for the whole Cooper clan. And I'm the only one who can glide out of here.
This whole blimp could disappear any second!
Right, so there's no time to argue. Just go!
Sly,
I know, me too.
Sly, do you read me? Get out of there, Sly!
So, before we finish this, let me get one thing straight. You came after the Coopers because of what happened to your father?
No, you imbecile! I came after the Coopers to prove that Le Paradox is the greatest thief who has ever lived. Is there any doubt? Ask yourself this. If the Coopers were truly the greatest thieves in history, and I have stolen their most valued possessions, then what does that make me?
An idiot? You had it made. You could have been the biggest thief of all time, but you had to target my ancestors and blow your own cover. You exposed your operation because of your ego. No Cooper would have done that. And for the record, can you really say you stole the canes? Seems like your friends did all the real work.
Enjoy your words, Cooper, because they will be your last. This is not right! My plan was perfect!
Sorry, pal. You just can't plan for a Cooper.
Just please, help me!
Why should I?
I do not wish to die!
I guess you won't be doing any harm from a prison cell.
As I said, so predictable.
You won't get away with this. I'll find you.
Au contraire, Sly Cooper. I do not think we will meet again.
It's been a while since that night, but there's still no sign of Sly. Or that cursed blimp. The skunk could barely tread water. So by the time they picked him up, he was happy to see them. Word is he earned a special cell in solitary confinement, where the only thing he'll be collecting from now on is gray hair. Both Paris and the Thievius Raccoonus were back to normal, but that hardly made us feel any better. At first, we just waited, assuming Sly would show up the way he always did. But as the days stretched into weeks, we had to face the fact that he was truly lost. We've stopped talking about it all the time, but I know it's all we're thinking about, even if we show it in different ways. Murray seems like his usual cheerful self, but I can tell there's a new level of seriousness underneath it all. He's on the professional wrestling circuit now, and he's really been pushing himself. I know he's doing it to keep his fighting skills sharp. Like all of us, he wants to be ready for action the minute we locate Sly. Carmelita returned to Interpol, where she threw herself into her work, busting criminals at a record pace. She's been so busy, I haven't seen her for a while now. My sources tell me she's conducting her own investigation into Sly's whereabouts. Out of everyone, I think she took his disappearance the hardest, even if she never shows it. At least not in public. As for myself, I continue to search. Even using all my technology, I haven't found a clue. The time machine is no help since we need to know where Sly was for that to work. I get discouraged sometimes, but I'll never give up. Because I know Sly's out there, and I know that wherever he is, we will find him. Ryoichi Cooper continued to refine his master ninja techniques as well as his sushi. And while his thefts were never detected, his sushi restaurant was recognized as the finest in Japan. El Jefe remains behind bars. He was transferred to a South American prison, where he now works rolling cigars. Unfortunately for him, there's no smoking allowed. Tennessee Kid Cooper recovered his gold and his place in history as the greatest outlaw of the Old West. His legend grew even bigger when he began stealing from crooked lawmen exclusively. Toothpick was arrested and became part of a chain gang working on the railroads. He eventually went deaf and faded into obscurity. Caveman Cooper kept up his physical training and returned to his role as egg thief extraordinaire. Perhaps most importantly, he pioneered the use of his cane as a tool for thieving. The Grizz received a lengthy prison sentence and began a new career as a rap artist. In his spare time, he paints portraits of his fellow inmates. Sir Galeth Cooper returned to his heroic adventures and went on to form the Knights of the Cooper Order, a gallant group that stole from corrupt nobility. He also became a successful, if overly dramatic, actor. Penelope was sent to Europe's highest security prison, where she promptly escaped. She remains at large, and the police have no clue as to her whereabouts. Recently, however, I've been receiving mysterious postcards. Salim Al-Kupar finally retired from thieving and took a long nap. Then he dreamed up a lucrative new business. Parking his camel around town, he sold snacks to hungry customers. It was highly successful. After being locked up, Miss Decibel decided to make some changes. She had the horn removed from her trunk, enrolled in anger management classes, and began teaching music to other prisoners. With continued good behavior, she might get an early parole. Dimitri returned to his globe-trotting ways as a celebrity scuba diver, and even launched a new line of fashion wear. He's so successful, there's a new reality TV show chronicling his adventures. It's called Disco Diver. La Paradox had all his assets seized, including his art collection, and everything was donated to the city of Paris. I'm told his cell was modified to be completely odor-proof. I suppose that's good for the guards, since he's going to be living there for a very long time.